Paramount Global's entry into Japan, a critical top 10 global market, represents a calculated strategic compromise. While industry leaders like Netflix and Disney Plus pursued high-stakes direct-to-consumer (DTC) sovereignty, Paramount opted for a B2B2C, business-to-business-to-consumer model. This decision traded brand autonomy for immediate distribution, embedding Paramount Plus as a brand-in-brand service within the existing infrastructures of JCOM and WOWOW. Foregoing a standalone DTC app in a territory of this magnitude was an attempt to mitigate the immense customer acquisition costs, CAC, characteristic of the Japanese landscape. Yet it fundamentally sacrificed the single source of truth status essential for long-term brand equity. This structural dependency has created an operational landscape defined by fragmentation.
Okay, it is Tuesday, February 17th, 2026, and today we are doing a deep dive into what I can really only describe as a corporate ghost story.
A ghost story? That's a little dramatic, isn't it?
I don't think so. I mean, think about it. We're talking about a global media giant.
One of the biggest.
Right, and they've technically landed in Japan, but if you pick up your phone right now, search the App Store, they aren't there. It's like they're haunting the internet instead of living on it. We are talking, of course, about Paramount Plus.
Yes, the phantom of the streaming wars. You know, you're right. It is a fascinating anomaly.
It's baffling. If you're in the US or the UK or wherever, Paramount Plus is a distinct thing. It's a standalone app.
Simple.
You download it, you subscribe, you watch your shows.
Yeah.
But here in Japan, it is just this chaotic, fragmented maze of licensing deals and hidden menus.
It is definitely complicated. But it really serves as a perfect case study in what happens when a massive global strategy collides with a very specific and frankly very stubborn local market.
So our mission today is to really unpack this mess.
Right.
We've got a stack of reports here analyzing what the suits call the B2BDC strategy.
Yeah, alphabet soup, yeah.
We'll get into that in a minute. Plus, the absolute headache of trying to watch shows like Halo or South Park without losing your mind.
And this is crucial. We have to talk about Star Trek because 2026 is the 60th anniversary, and looking at the data, it seems like the Federation might be the only thing holding this entire strategy together.
It's the glue. But before we get to the starships, let's start with the user experience. On the ground. If I'm a listener in Tokyo right now and I want to watch Paramount Plus app, I can't just go and sign up, can I?
No, you can't. There is no Paramount Plus app in Japan. And I want to be really clear about this. That isn't an oversight.
It's not a mistake.
No, it's a deliberate, calculated financial decision.
Okay, explain that to me. Because to the average person, it just looks like they, forgot to launch the app.
When Paramount Global decided to enter the Japanese market, they looked at the landscape. And what they saw was, well, it was already saturated.
Sure. Netflix, Disney plus Amazon.
Exactly. And the local giant UNXT. To launch a standalone app in that environment means fighting a ground war.
Which is expensive.
Astronomically. You're not just building an app, you have to build local servers, a Japanese payment gateway, hire a massive customer support team that speaks Japanese. That's huge capital expenditure. Huge CapEx.
So they looked at the price tag and just said, no thanks.
Essentially. They opted for what's called a B2B2C model, business to consumer.
Okay.
Instead of building their own house, they decided to rent a room in someone else's. They became a brand and brand.
Brand and brand.
Yeah.
That sounds like marketing speak for, like, couch surfing.
That is surprisingly accurate, yes.
Right.
They're couch surfing on what we call the big four gateways.
Right, let's list these landlords. So first, you have JCOM Stream.
That's your cable TV crowd. If you have the JCOM Link set-top box, there's literally a button on the remote for Paramount Plus Pen.
Oh, it's integrated hardware.
Yep. Then you've got WOW Demand.
The legacy prestige player, satellite subscribers, movie buffs.
Right. And then the biggest one for most people, Amazon Prime Video.
But it's not free with Prime.
No, it's a paid add-on channel. You pay an extra monthly fee on top of your Prime subscription. And finally, you've got Lemino, which is run by NTT Docomo.
The mobile users and the point economy.
Exactly.
On paper, I get it. It sounds kind of convenient. Meet the customers where they are. But in practice, it feels parasitic. You're entirely dependent on the host organism.
That is the trade-off. Paramount gets low risk, low overhead. They don't have to deal with your credit card being declined. But for you, the user, you get a fragmented experience. You're not really a Paramount subscriber.
Right. I'm an Amazon subscriber who happens to rent a Paramount bucket.
And that distinction is so important because it leads to what I think is the single biggest failure of this launch. The content black holes.
You mean rights fragmentation?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about the fact that if I pay for something called Paramount Plus Hack, I logically assume I can watch Paramount content. But that is just not true here.
It is, unfortunately, not.
Okay, let's talk about the Halo incident. This is the one that just blows my mind. Halo, based on the massive Xbox game, is a Paramount Plus original. It's their flagship sci-fi show.
Correct. And when the service launched on JCOM and WoW, Season 1 was the big launch title.
Okay, so I watched Season 1, I'm hooked. Then Season 2 comes out in February 2024. I go to my Paramount Plus channel on Amazon, ready to watch, and it's not there. Where is it?
It's on UNEXT.
A competitor.
A direct, fierce competitor.
I mean, think about how absurd that is.
Yeah.
I'm paying Paramount to watch a Paramount show, and they tell me, oh, actually, for the sequel, you need to go pay that other guy across the street.
Yeah.
Why? Why does that happen?
It comes down to cash flow versus brand integrity. Before Paramount Plus officially launched through these partners, the sales team at Paramount Global needed revenue. So they did what studios have always done. They sold the rights to their shows to the highest bidder in the region.
So they sold Halo to UNEXT before they even had their own plan in place.
That's right. And those contracts are binding. They don't just disappear because Paramount decided to launch a channel on Amazon. UNEXT held the exclusive rights to Season 2, and that superseded the brand's own platform.
So the left hand sold the furniture before the right hand bought the house.
That's a great way to put it. They prioritized the guaranteed cash from the licensing deal over the user experience of their own platform.
And it's not just Halo. It happened with South Park, too.
Oh, South Park is even messier. July 15th, 2025.
The day the laughter died.
A date that will live in infamy for Japanese animation fans. South Park was a killer app for the service here. It drives a lot of traffic. Then suddenly, on that Tuesday, poof, gone.
Just vanished from JCOM and wow.
Completely, and with almost no warning.
That seems insane. How do you just delete a flagship show?
This wasn't just a Japan issue. This was global collateral damage. There was a massive legal battle happening back in the U.S. between Paramount Global, South Park Digital Studios, and HBO Max.
Which is now just Max.
Right, over exclusive streaming rights. And at the same time, wasn't Paramount itself going through that whole merger chaos with Skydance Media?
Exactly. You had acquisition talks, legal battles, corporate restructuring.
So a boardroom fight in New York basically nuked the playlist of a teenager in Osaka.
And that's the flaw of the B2B2C model, isn't it?
It's the inherent flaw. In a direct-to-consumer model like Netflix, if they own the show, it stays on the server. They control the pipe.
Sure.
But in this partner model, when the rights get murky, the hosts dash JCOM, wow, they just pull the plug to avoid any liability. Paramount loses control.
And it leaves the user needing to be a detective. I was looking at the list. NCIS, Paw Patrol, these huge franchises. They're scattered like confetti. Some seasons on Hulu, some on Danime Store, some on Paramount Plus Will. There's no home.
It creates a situation where the user has to work to find the content. And in the streaming era, friction is death.
Which brings us to the other penalty of this model, which for hardcore fans might be even more annoying. The tech deficit.
Right, because even if you find the show, you aren't seeing it the way the director intended.
So if I'm watching Star Trek, Strange New Worlds in the US, what am I getting?
You're getting 4K UHD, you're getting Dolby Vision for high dynamic range, you're getting Dolby Atmos for 3D sound. It looks and sounds incredible.
And here, on the Japanese partner channels.
You're mostly capped at full HD, that's 1080p standard 2K.
To 2026, we've had 4K TVs for a decade.
It's frustrating. But you have to think about the infrastructure. JCOM and Nobu Awa are legacy broadcasters. They have these massive existing pipelines. They're not going to spend millions upgrading their bandwidth just for one partner channel.
So Paramount is limited by the tech of its hosts.
The lowest common denominator, exactly.
And here's the irony that really stings. Let's go back to Halo Season 2, the one that went to the competitor, UNEXT.
I know exactly where you're going with this.
UNEXT streamed it in 4K with Dolby Atmos.
I did.
So the rival service provided a better technical experience for a Paramount show than the official Paramount partners did. I mean, that's just embarrassing.
It is. It sends a message that the official channel is actually the inferior product. And that explains why the gray market is still so huge here.
The VPN crowd.
Yes. Our sources track discussions on X and tech blogs. They are full of guides on how to use a VPN to access the US version of Paramount Plus Senate.
People are literally paying for a VPN, jumping through hoops with foreign gift cards, spoofing their IP address, just so they can give Paramount money.
They're doing it to get a working product. They want the 4K. They want the accurate subtitles, which is another major complaint with the localized versions here. And they want a single, clean app.
It proves the demand is there. People want to watch this stuff.
They just hate the delivery truck.
Exactly. So, the picture so far is pretty bleak. Fragmented library, lower picture quality, confusing interfaces. But we promised a turning point, and that turning point is supposedly happening right now.
The saving grace. Star Trek.
It's the 60th anniversary of the franchise.
Yeah.
Started in 1966. Here we are in 2026. The theme for the year is Space for Everybody. And looking at the slate, it seems Paramount is finally trying to clean things up.
They're attempting a massive consolidation. For years, Star Trek was the messiest of them all. Discovery was on Netflix, then it wasn't. Picard was an Amazon exclusive.
This is all over the map.
And now they're pulling it all back. Discovery, including the final season, is now on the Paramount Plus partners. Picard is there too. They are trying to make these partner channels the true home of Star Trek.
Although we should note, the classic shows, The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, they're still largely on Netflix in Japan, right? So the split isn't totally healed.
That's true. But the focus is clearly on the new generation. The big news for 2026 is Star Trek, Starfleet Academy.
This is their big play for the younger demographic.
It is. It's set in the 32nd century.
So for listeners, that's the post-burn timeline from Discovery.
Correct. The universe broke apart, and now they're rebuilding. This is essentially a school drama about resurrecting the Federation. And the casting is surprisingly high tier. You have Academy Award winner Holly Hunter playing the Chancellor and Captain.
That gives it immediate prestige. You don't get Holly Hunter for a throwaway sci-fi show.
No, you don't. And you've got Paul Giamatti playing the villain. It's a heavyweight lineup.
But looking at the list of cadets, it feels very Gen Z.
It is very modern. You have characters like Caleb, played by Sandra Rosta. He's a reformed delinquent type. Then you have Jaden, played by Kareem Diani.
The pacifist Klingon.
Yes, a Klingon who rejects violence and wants to be a medical officer. It's a really fun twist on the lore.
I love that. It flips that whole warrior race trope on its head.
And you have a hologram student named Sam. They're definitely trying to bridge the gap between legacy fans and a new audience.
And they're not ignoring the old guard. They're bringing back the Doctor from Voyager, Robert Picardo. He's on the faculty. And Jet Reno from Discovery.
It's a smart mix, and they're backing it up with the Section 31 movie, with Michelle Yeoh dropping as a streaming exclusive.
Which is huge. Michelle Yeoh is a global icon now, an Oscar winner.
Exactly. It signals that Paramount isn't treating streaming as B-tier anymore. Between that, the Boldly Go Green campaign, the fan cruises, they're using the 60th anniversary to shout, "We are here, and the content is worth the hassle."
But is it enough? I mean, content is great. But if the pipe is broken, what's the strategy beyond Trek? I saw a note here about Japan Airlines.
Yeah, that partnership started back in May 2025. You can now watch Paramount Plus content on JL flights.
It sounds small, but that's a captive audience.
It's huge for brand recognition. It reaches people who aren't going to figure out the JCOM remote, but they'll watch the Bob Marley biopic One Love or A Quiet Place. Day one on a flight, it acts as a funnel.
And they're speeding up the cinema to stream pipeline.
Rapidly. Those movies are hitting the partner channels very quickly after theaters, which adds a lot of value.
But looking at the expert analysis, the verdict on this B2B B2C model is still pretty cautious. They call it low risk, low control.
Vulnerable is the word I would use.
How so?
Because Paramount doesn't own the customer relationship. They don't have your credit card number. Amazon does. JCOM does.
Right.
So if JCOM decides next year that Warner Bros. Discovery is a better partner, Paramount Plus gets sidelined. They're just renting shelf space in a store they don't own.
That's a scary place to be. You're at the mercy of the landlord.
You are, and that's why the consensus from the analysts is that this cannot be the permanent solution.
So what's the fix? Do they just bite the bullet and build their own app?
The analysts seem to be pointing toward a hybrid model. Launch a standalone Paramount Plus app in Japan, so you get the nice UI, the 4K, but allow people to log in using their JCOM or Amazon credentials.
Like the old TV Everywhere model.
Yeah.
So I verify that I'm a subscriber through my provider, but I get to use the premium app.
Exactly. It solves a fragmentation problem for you, the user, but it keeps the revenue stream for the partners. You don't burn those bridges.
That sounds like the obvious solution.
It does. But until they do that, they're going to struggle. They'll remain a channel, not a destination.
So, to wrap this up, we have a global giant navigating a unique market by hiding inside other services. It's saved them money, sure, but it's cost them brand identity and frustrated their most loyal fans.
And it's created a very confused user base. But Star Trek is a reset button. If Starfleet Academy is a massive hit, people might forgive the clumsy interface.
Content is king, as they say.
But in 2026, convenience is queen. And right now, the queen is not happy.
Well put. So here's a thought to leave you with today. The theme of this Star Trek anniversary is space for everybody. It's about inclusivity, open borders, infinite diversity. But right now, Paramount's digital space in Japan is a maze of walled gardens and exclusive contracts and technical limitations.
It's a real contradiction.
So the question is, will the final frontier remain a confusing puzzle for the Japanese fan? Or will Paramount finally lower the shields and let everybody in?
Something to think about the next time you have to Google which app has season 3 of your favorite show.
Indeed. Thanks for listening to this deep dive.
See you next time.
From technology to humanity, we shape the future with innovation and heart. Silverworks. Make a difference.